So today we will learn about the next experiment, which is 4-bit R to 2R DAC. Here DAC stands for digital to analog converter. Aim of the experiment: to design a 4-bit R to 2R op-amp based digital to analog converter using a 4-bit binary input from toggle switches. So we are using binary inputs, and those binary inputs are generated by toggle switches, and we are working on 4-bit binary inputs. So that is the aim of the experiment. We are using an op-amp based digital to analog converter. Okay, and that design of the digital to analog converter is done using the binary inputs which are generated by toggle switches. So what are the components required for this experiment? We will require resistors of 10K and 20K, digital multimeter, a breadboard, a 741 op-amp IC, and the connecting wires. Let us look at some basic theory involved in this experiment. So this particular experiment, this circuit performs the conversion and reverse conversion, and that conversions are nothing but A to D and D to A conversions. Here this figure, which this circuit diagram, this shows the D to A converter, digital to analog converter, with the resistors connected in R and 2R form. What do we mean by this R and 2R form? It is the 10K and 20K value, or 1K and 2K value. It is so called as the resistors used here are R and 2R. The binary inputs are simulated by switches B0 to B3, and the output is proportional to the binary inputs. So the binary inputs, you can see here, these are the binary inputs. LSB and MSB is denoted here. LSB and MSB is denoted here. This indicates the binary inputs. These binary inputs are simulated. They are simulated. They are stimulated by the toggle switches. So this represents a toggle switch. This represents a toggle switch, and those toggle switches are generating the binary inputs, and this is the LSB of the binary input, and this is the MSB position of the binary input at the toggle switch. Next, the binary inputs are either in the high, which indicates plus 5 volts, or low, which indicates 0 volts. So binary inputs, binary means 1 and 0. So binary means it's either high or it's either low. So high means it's a plus 5 volt and low means it's a 0 volt state. So LSB can either be a 1 or a 0. Similarly, these binary values can be either 1 or a 0. That means LSB represents plus 5 or 0 volts. And these values, each of them represents plus 5 or 0 volts. The analysis can be carried out with the help of Thevenin's theorem. This tree, which is called as a ladder network, this network in the circuit diagram is called as a ladder network. This ladder network can be analyzed, this R to 2R ladder network can be analyzed with the help of Thevenin's theorem. The output voltage corresponding to all possible combinations of binary inputs can be calculated as the output voltage V0 at pin number 6 can be calculated as, the equation is a result of analyzing this circuit with the help of Thevenin's theorem. So we get the equation for V0 as minus RF into B3 by 2R, which is our B3 MSB, B2 by 4R, B2 by 4R, plus B1 by, this is B1 by 8R, and B0 by 16R. So this equation is the output voltage equation, which is a result of analysis of the circuit done by applying Thevenin's theorem. Each input B3, B2, B1 and B0 may be either plus 5 volts or 0 volts. Each input B3, B2, B1, B0 may be either plus 5 or 0 volts. So this is the basic theory behind your R2 to R circuit diagram. Okay, so what you have to remember is this circuit diagram is used to convert digital inputs to analog output. The binary inputs are the digital inputs, and this entire setup along with the 741 IC converts the digital inputs into the analog output V0, which is calculated, V0 is calculated using the Thevenin's theorem analysis equation. Okay, so now let us look at how we have connected this circuit diagram on the breadboard. As I already mentioned, the components required were a breadboard, a digital multimeter, an op-amp, some connecting wires and the resistors. Using these components, I have used the trainer circuit. This is the trainer circuit which you all have used in your logic design lab. So I hope all of you can recognize this trainer circuit which you have worked on in your logic design lab. Okay, so in this trainer circuit, there is a breadboard. This is the breadboard. Okay, so the way you connect the components in the hardware board, that is this board, the way you connect the components in this board is slightly different from how we do the connections in the breadboard. Okay, so we have to follow certain rules when we connect the components on the breadboard. This attachment is the breadboard. Okay, on the trainer circuit, this attachment, white color attachment, is the breadboard. Right? Now what are the rules to be followed when we have to connect the components on the breadboard? So here I am trying to connect the circuit diagram for R2 to R. Okay, so let us remember one rule, that in the breadboard, horizontal pins, horizontal sockets or horizontal pins they are shorted together and they can be used adjacently for a single value connection. I'll show how it is. But horizontally these sockets are shorted in a breadboard, which is not true for vertical pins. Vertical pins are not shorted in a breadboard, but horizontal sockets, horizontal pin points are shorted. What do we mean by that? Let us see. Okay, so in this breadboard, we have divided it into two half sections. So you can see that this empty space is there here. This space divides the breadboard into two halves. So this is the first half and this is the second half. Okay, so till here you can use for one circuit connection, and from here to here you can use for another circuit connection. Okay, but right now no need to worry about the other half, because our circuit connection gets over in the first half of the breadboard itself. And the most important rule you have to remember while using breadboard is horizontal connections are shorted, which is not true for vertical pins. Okay, let us see the connections now. This is the circuit diagram that we are wanting to rig up. Okay, so first is I will rig up the first 2R. Okay, first 2R, and what is the value of 2R that I have taken? 20 kilo ohm. So I will connect 20 kilo ohm on the breadboard. I'll connect 20 kilo ohm on the breadboard, and you can see the color code. This is the 20 kilo ohm resistor. Okay, I have connected it here. You have to just insert the leg of the resistor in those sockets. That's all. Just insert the leg of the resistor in those sockets. So first 2R is connected, and that 2R goes to ground. So this 2R is connected to ground. So this is my ground connection. This is my ground connection. So you can see I have not connected it here only. What I have done, I have connected it in a horizontal adjacent pin. That is what I meant. I cannot connect it in a vertical adjacent pin. I have to connect it in a horizontal adjacent pin. That is the meaning. Okay. So, yes. So this is your 2R, and that 2R goes to ground. This is the ground point. Yellow wire is the ground point. Okay. Now, the other end of 2R, where it is connected to one more 2R, one more 20K. This 2R other end is connected to one more 20K. Okay, so you can see this color code is also for 20K. So other end of the first 20K is connected to one more 20K, and see how I have connected it on the breadboard. See, horizontal. This was placed here. This I have connected here. Okay, and horizontal adjacent pin I have connected the other resistor, which is the other 20K. Okay, now to that same other end of 2R we had one more R. So that is 10K. So other end of this 20K goes to one 20K, which we have already connected, and one 10K. So 10K is this resistor, which is also connected to other end of the first 2R. So this is 10K, and you see I have connected it horizontally. Okay, so now these three connections are: first 2R connected to another 2R and 10K. Okay, so color code of this is brown, black, orange, which is 10K, and color code of your 20K is, read the color code of your 20K. Red, black, orange. Red, black, orange. Okay, so identify the color code properly. Red, black, orange means it is the color code of 20K, and brown, black, orange means it is the color code of 10K. Okay, so all these brown, black, oranges are 10Ks. All these red, black, oranges are 20Ks. Okay, so now after the first 2R, again I have connected 3 10Ks in series. All the 3 10Ks in series are connected. So series connection, how to do, you see, the other end of this 10K should be connected to a horizontal pin for the next 10K, and the other end of this 10K should be connected to a horizontal adjacent pin to next 10K. So 3 10Ks in series are connected. 3 10Ks in series are connected. Wherever there is a junction of 10Ks, add one 20K, because we have already added this 20K initially. Now add a 20K to the junction of two 10Ks. So this 20K we had already added. Add one more 20K to the junction of these two 10Ks. How to add, you see? Again, this 10K, this 10K, and this 10K. All the three should lie in the same horizontal line. Okay, 10K, 10K, junction 20K. Next 10K, 10K, junction in the same horizontal line 20K. Okay, so like that. And the last two are, should go to pin number 3. Okay, so at pin number 3 I should have two 20Ks and one 10K. At pin number 3 of the IC, this is the IC socket of your trainer kit. I have placed the 741 IC. So at pin number 3, 1, 2, pin number 3, is the pin number 3 visible? Yeah. So at pin number 3, I have to connect two 20Ks and one 10K. So two 20Ks this wire is from pin number 3. I should connect two 20Ks and one 10K. So pin number 3 wire, 10K, two 20Ks, all the four should be connected on the same horizontal line. So that completes this pin number 3 connection. Next is pin number 2 and 6 should be shorted. Pin number 2 and this is pin number 2 and this will be 4, 5, 6. So 2 and 6 are shorted. Okay, then next is pin number 4 is minus, pin number 7 is plus VCC. This is very much familiar to us. So pin number 4 is connected to, this is the wire, it is connected to minus VCC, and pin number 7 is connected to plus VCC. Okay, now this is the ground point. You can see here, this is the power supply option given as a part of trainer kit only. So in the trainer kit we will connect pin number 7 to plus VCC, pin number 4 to minus VCC, and this is the ground point. And the ground points should be shorted. So I'll connect the ground point here, which was the ground connection. The other end of the last two are last 20K. Other end of the last 20K is grounded, and the other end of the first 20K. Other end of the first 20K and other end of the last 20K. These are grounded. So I am connecting that. Other end of first 20K and other end of last 20K are connected to ground. And this blue wire is coming from the ground of the power supply. So all the grounds are shorted. If you don't do the ground connection properly, then analog values will differ precisely. Okay. So the connections are now done. Let us read the output. So here you have the turn on button. Here you have the turn on button for your trainer kit. And here are your toggle switches. So we have connected this first 2R as the LSB, which is going to D0, and the second 2R second two are connected to D1, and the other end of the third two are connected to D2, and the other end of fourth two are connected to MSB, which is D3. So as shown in the circuit diagram, so other end of the first 2R is LSB, other end of the first 2R is LSB, and last 2R is MSB. Likewise, we should connect here. So D0 is your LSB and D3 is your MSB. LSB, MSB, D0, D1, D2, D3. Okay, LSB, MSB, D0, D1, D2, D3. Okay, now switch on the trainer kit. Okay, so we have to connect the multimeter. So this multimeter settings, you can just go through it. We have to keep it in the voltage knob, and the voltage knob should be DC, and we can use this knob to keep it in DC. Okay, now we can connect. If I give all D0, D1, D2, D3 is 0, then what should be the output? So output, I am connecting the multimeter positive wire to pin number 6. Positive is connected to pin number 6 and negative of the multimeter is connected to ground. So you see what is the output value? It will be 0. It will be 0 on the multimeter. Next connection. So when I give a value of D0 as 1 and all others are 0, that means what is the binary input? 0. So when it is 1 0 0 0, you are going to get the value 0.209. So theoretically also when you give 1 0 0, D0 as 1 and all three as zeros, theoretically also you should get 0.2083. Practically you are getting 0.209. Next, let us check when the binary input is 0010. 0010. So I have kept now 0010. This is made 1. For this, you are going to get on the multimeter 0.419. Theoretically also you should get 0.416. Practically you are getting 0.419. Okay. Next value 0011. 0011. You should get theoretically 0.625. Practically you are getting 0.630. Practically you are getting 0.630. 630. Next value 0100. 0100 input should give theoretically 0.833. Practically you are getting 0.84. Next value 0100. 0101. 0101. For which you should get 1.04. You are getting 1.05. next value 0110, 0110, for which you should get 1.2, theoretically you are getting 1.26. Like this you can verify for all the inputs. So last value you can check all ones. When you make all ones, theoretically you should get 3.125, practically you are getting 3.17. Okay, so this is the analog value. This is the analog value of the digital input 1111. That is the meaning of digital to analog conversion, which is possible by your 74 IC and the ladder network. Okay, hope you have verified all the digital inputs values. The equation that is responsible for the conversion of this output voltage is this. The analog voltage is converted theoretically. Calculation is done by substituting the B0 values in this equation. So if I substitute, how to calculate theoretically these values? If I substitute B0 as 1 and B1 as 0 and B2 as 2 and B3 as 3, then substitute B0 as 1, B1 as 0, B2 as 0, B3 as 0. Substitute in this equation, you will get V0 as this theoretical value. Verify it in the multimeter as a practical value. Okay, so it is also mentioned in your manual in the design. Okay, so even in the manual it is explained how to calculate the theoretical value. Okay, so this coefficient is, this is the equation, and this coefficient is VR by 2 to the power of 4. So that VR is the reference voltage, which is 5 volts, and 5 volts is nothing but a high voltage. Okay, so as you go on changing the inputs, your analog output value will be calculated by substituting in this equation D0, D1, D2, D3. That will give you the analog equivalent value of the binary input. This equation will give you the analog equivalent of the binary input, and that is nothing but analog to digital conversion.